We have an update. Remember the mother-in-law who broke into the honeymoon suite and trashed it? Well, Kelly's back to answer your questions and give us an update. So, quick recap. This is the mother-in-law that, yes, broke into the honeymoon suite, but before that, she actually tried to prevent this wedding from even happening. She tried to talk Kelly out of it, and when that didn't work, she actually went to Kelly's family, trying to get them on board to talk Kelly out of it. She broke into the honeymoon suite, ate all the food, trashed it. For the first years of their marriage, she would go in and out of their house like she owned the place. Her very first holiday with her mother-in-law and just that side of the family, her mother-in-law requested that she make a specific dish. So Kelly did the very best that she could. She made the dish, and when she got back, took it over there, her mother-in-law actually mocked and made fun of the dish in front of everybody just to humiliate Kelly. She's the same woman who Kelly overheard. She was in the kitchen talking to other family members. Kelly overheard her say, well, we could just have the Mexican clean it up. Kelly is Mexican. This was 5 years of all this. At the 5-year mark, this is the same mother-in-law that actually had her husband, so Kelly's father-in-law, put hands on her. And then finally, after 10 years of this, she finally went no contact with her husband's family, only to reach out to us because they reached out to the husband saying, we need to talk. And when he didn't respond fast enough, they were like, don't make this a big deal. Your wife can come, not come. We really don't care. Which told us that this mother-in-law has not learned anything. She doesn't see Kelly as a person she needs to respect, the woman her son chose to marry. And I personally said, if someone maliciously had a pattern of attacking and hurting me on purpose like that, I would not personally reconcile with them until I saw long-term lasting change, like for real change, not just like, I'm sorry. So now that you're all caught up, on to the update. So Kelly first wants to say thank you so much for taking the time with your comments. She watched the video, she cried, she read the comments, she just felt so seen and held by you. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And she saw a lot of the same questions. Mainly, one, how did your mother-in-law get into the honeymoon suite to trash it? Two, where was your husband throughout all of this? Like, what did he do when she was in the honeymoon suite? What did he do with the racial slurs? Like, what did he do when other family members would mock you? What did he do with the in and out, like walking into your house like she owned the place? What did she do? Well, all this stuff. So she's back to tell you that, walk us through that, and tell us more details about the incident where she actually had hands put on her. Also, where they are now. And it is wild. Like, this is crazy. And she also has one very big telling thing that I'll share at the end about the ex-wife. Okay, so the honeymoon suite, how she got access. They married in a place, it was like a cottage. So the mother-in-law told her son, I have to put the coats somewhere. Give me your keys to your room so I can put the coats in there. So she had the key to their honeymoon suite. And I guess she just decided, I'm going to trash it. She ate all the food. I don't know why she wet the towels and put them all over the place. Like, I have no idea why that happened, but the towels were all wet, used. There wasn't one towel left, and all their food was gone. It was completely trashed. And Kelly didn't even know she was in there sitting on the couch before she heard her voice. So she's being carried. Just imagine. You're being carried in. It's your wedding night. You finally, you did it. Now you're going to go into your honeymoon suite and enjoy all this food that's laid out for you. And it's just going to be this amazing, magical night. So you're getting carried in by your husband, crossing the threshold, and all you hear is your mother-in-law's voice from behind saying, I figured now would be a good time to chat. She just kicked herself out of her husband's arms. She was already in tears, ran to the bathroom, basically told her husband, like, you got to deal with this. This is so painful. She ran in there, cried. Then she looked in the mirror and she's like, oh my gosh, I'm a mess. So she got in the shower to clean herself off. And because all the towels were used for some reason all over the floor, she had to use a washcloth to dry off in her honeymoon suite. Turns out her husband didn't do anything, didn't talk to his mom. He just said, Kelly, it's not a big deal. Like, so what? We don't get to eat the food. And so what? I'll order more towels. Who cares? And not a big deal is the theme you're going to see. So, not a big deal with the racial slurs, not a big deal when relatives mock her, not a big deal when mom walks in unannounced without knocking, not a big deal, not a big deal, not a big deal. Nothing's a big deal. Fast forward to the day that her father-in-law actually put his hands on her. What happened was her husband was married before. He has a son. So now Kelly is a stepmom, and she was trying to be a really good wife, a really good stepmom. She knew that her stepson was over playing at her in-laws and her husband was working. So she's like, oh, well, I'll just do him a favor. I'll go over and pick him up and we'll all be home and I'll have dinner ready or whatever. So she goes over to get the kid. And when she gets there, her in-laws are like, this isn't your kid. So no, we're not sending the kid with you. And she's like, what? He's my stepson. Like, what are you talking about? And they're like, nope, he's not your kid. This is our son's kid. And she was like, okay, I have no idea what to do here. So she's just kind of like trying to, corral Scotty. And as she's trying to corral Scotty out the door, that's when, I don't know if the mother-in-law was like, whatever, stop this. And then the father-in-law did put hands on her to prevent her from taking the kid out. When she told her husband, this is actually what happened. Like, this is how they treated me. He just said, you shouldn't have been there in the first place. Like, it is my kid. And she's like, what? So you can see, like, she hasn't had support for 10 years. So after all of this, she finally starts sleeping on the couch. She's not sharing the marital bed. She's contemplating divorce, and she starts praying hardcore. And the message she gets back is, if your husband can just change some of the bad habits that he started since you got married, and you can finally figure this out with his family, you guys would do just fine. So she got that message. She felt like, okay, we really have a chance here. I'll see if he'll change some of his habits, if he wants to start fresh. She goes to him. He was actually really on board. He's like, yeah, okay, yeah, let's do it. Part of them starting fresh and starting over was, so they're no contact with his family, but also they went back to the same place that they got married before, and they had a redo. So they redid their wedding with their closest friends and stayed in the same honeymoon suite. This time all the food was there, all the towels were there. It was amazing. And when they came back, that's when he got the call from his mom. We need to talk. Don't make this a big deal. Your wife can come, not come. I don't really care. And she said, if you think it's going to be productive, I really want you to go. Like, you go, but I just ask again that you stand up for me. I'm your wife. So if they bash me, just stand up for me. Now, she wasn't there, but she really strongly believes that he did stand up for her, because he came home defeated, so sad, so upset, completely defeated. And they haven't heard from his parents since. So at this moment, they're building fresh, they're starting over, and she feels like there's actual hope here. And she wants to thank you again for taking the time to comment, give insight. It really made her feel so seen. 2 things she wants to add, like she thinks this is very insightful. Number 1, his dad always told her husband, a full-grown man, a man married 2 times, you have to listen to us. We are your parents. She's like, I think that's very telling. And then the second thing is, her mother-in-law bashed the ex-wife. Like, she was terrible. She was the worst person ever, terrible person, until after they got married. And then she started talking about the ex-wife like they're best friends. She cooked the best. She cleaned the best. She was the best to be around. I miss her so much. And she's just like, wow, like, this is just so telling, like, who you actually are. So she's okay going forward with her boundaries. She understands that sometimes a boundary does mean distance to keep yourself safe. And I'm still on the same page. Until your mother-in-law shows proven long-term change where she can respect you as a person and as the woman her son chose to marry and build a life with, I would keep my distance as well. So hopefully you guys got your update, got your answers. Thank you so much for coming back and answering some other questions, and please keep us posted.